Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Binwa. It's my pleasure to be here tonight. And I was always waiting and wondering, when do I get a chance to address the people of Roseau South? But finally, I am here. And actually, it means a lot to me because my first public address during the 2019 elections was in Roseau South as well. But more so, us from the Roseau Valley, Roseau South means a lot. Before we get down, we must pass through Roseau South. So we have to pass through Silver Lake, we have to pass through Buffett State. If at all we go up so, we're going to Roseau North. If we go through the gardens, we're still ending up in Roseau South. So Roseau South, y'all wouldn't block us, but we must come to Roseau South when we're coming down from the valley. So Roseau South means a lot to us. And then you have to recognize also that all these Roseaus are connected. That is why we want all the Roseaus in this election. Whether it's north, whether it's south, whether it's central, whether it's the valley which you have already, but all the Roseaus must be counted on December 6th. And we have to make sure about that. But when I get down into Roseau South here, we come to Buffett State and stuff, and I see how vast this constituency is. Silver Lake, I see Buffett State. When I get to Newtown Savannah, I see Newtown, I say, oh my gosh, Kings Hill as well, Citronet as well. I think of Girodel, Eggleston, I think of Loubier. It's just such a massive constituency. And to be in such a big constituency, and they're still calling you the Grand Pal Rep, so you know what you have. You actually know what you have in Shakira Lockett Hippolyte. This is a candidate I admire because I cannot imagine such a big and vast constituency, and yet you're still called the Grand Pal Rep. So you know what you have in Shakira Lockett Hippolyte. You have an excellent candidate. You have a candidate that is not only educated, knowledgeable, compassionate, but you have a candidate that puts people first. You have a candidate that knows how to get things for you. Every time I decide I'm going to the Prime Minister to ask for something for the Valley, okay, Shakira just coming out. And I just hope she left something there for me. That is the sort of power rep you have, that has your back, that is always looking in your interest, that is always wanting better for your constituency. So you have absolutely no big decision to make as to choose between which candidate. All you have to do is what you did in 2019. That's all you have to do. It's all about continuity. You just have to put Shakira back. She's the one that has been handling things for you. You have to just look at your constituency. So many things have gone on in your constituency. Look at the different housing programs. Look at the different sporting programs that has been going on. Look at the different programs for education that has been going on. It's just a remarkable job your candidate has been doing. So you don't have anything difficult to do except to put back your candidate in power so that she can stay in government and she can represent you in government as is. But that is about your candidate. You have an excellent candidate. Everybody knows that. There's nothing to go on. We can't go further than it. It's known, it's a known fact. But it's three. It's a triangle. You have a candidate, you have a government, and you have you, the people. So this candidate is part of the only structured party in this country. A party that knows who is its leader. A party that knows who are its candidates. A party that has a plan. A party that puts policies in place for the people of Dominica. And it's very easy to know what the Labour Party is doing. All you have to do is think of people. As long as you think of people, then automatically you know, okay, yes, what do people need? Housing. Yes, Labour is doing this. You can tick this one. You go all over the country and you can see it. People need education to power them. Yes, you can see everything that the Labour Party is doing for education. Whether it's the early childhood education program, whether it's bus to drop our children to school, give our children books, give our children uniforms, free state college, go overseas to study. This is what your government is doing for you in education. When you talk about health, whether it's free health care for those below 18, free health care for those above 60, whether it's all these different programs we are doing, even in terms of our health professionals, even in terms of all the different health centers, all the different hospitals. These are the different things the government is doing, whether it's housing, whether it's education, whether it's health. And as for our elderly people, we have the Yes We Care. You know, how many governments would have people get there to the elderly? You have people, we have people, the Yes We Care. They go at their homes. They clean their homes. They comb their hair. They give them medication. They look after them. My friend, we have a government that loves people. We have a government that takes care of people. Whether it's children, whether it's the working class, whether it's the elderly, this government is there for you, the people. We have the plans, we have the program. And our government has been tested many times. We've gone through all these climatic events many times. But every time we come out, and we come out better than before. Look at our housing stock. We have the best housing stock in the OECS. We have the best road network and surface in the OECS. We have the best health infrastructure in the OECS. We have the best welfare programs in the OECS. We have the best and the strongest Labour Party in the OECS. And we have the best leader in the whole world. Come on. Dominicans, we are blessed. We are a blessed set of people. We're not lucky. We are blessed. When we have a leader like this and we have a party like this, all we have to do is keep our party in power and the benefits will keep coming. You have been reaping the benefits. What we're voting for in this election is for continuity. We're voting to continue all these programs that I've mentioned. And even those I didn't mention because we don't have enough time. But there are all these different things going on in the country, and this is what you're voting for. This is a serious election. As you've heard the other speakers say before, we're not going to assume that we've won the election. Every vote counts. We want to win by a larger margin. So everyone, your duty. So I told you about your candidate. I told you about this great government of yours, and I'm telling you about your job now. Your job. It's not a matter of deciding whether you're going to vote Shakira. That's a known fact. We all vote in Shakira. But what you have to do as the people of Roseau South is to make sure on December 6th, you carry everyone with you from your home, your neighbors, every labor right. And even all those on the other side, even the UWP, they're not contesting, but even those that are just saying, bring them along to vote for Shakira Lockhart Hippolyte. So we cannot do it alone. She cannot do it alone. The government cannot do it alone. You have to play your part. You have to bring people to the polling stations and make sure they vote for us on December 6th. Now, I spoke about the testing and the love of this government. You have to understand, I'll talk about COVID now because I was the Minister of Health. You have to understand what this government did for us during the COVID times. I've said it before, but try to just get a picture. Some of you maybe have the experience. You have a government. We provided free testing for everyone. Whenever you got positive, we brought taxi to take you to a hospital we built in 1 week. We built a hospital that could take more patients than the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. We built this in 1 week for you, the people of Dominica. And when we bring you down there, we pay taxi to bring you. We treat you free of charge down there. When you're leaving, we give you medication free of charge. And we pay taxi to take you back to your home. That is what your government is. That is the sort of Labour Party government you have. That is a government that cares for you. Nowhere else in the Caribbean that was happening. In some islands, when they admitted you, they took your passport to make sure that you'd pay when you live in. Not in the Commonwealth of Dominica. You are from a great country. You should be proud of this country. So all you have to do is to make sure you keep the Labour Party in power. This is the party that has your back. And the truth about it, we always admit that we are not perfect. And as I said the night before, we never fail. The Labour Party never fails. We either improve or we learn. But as for failing, we don't fail at all. We get better or we learn something. So some of us maybe haven't gotten what we wanted yet. But look, we cannot please everybody at the same time. Let us have patience. Because if you were to take any household in Dominica, any household, you can rest assured that somebody in that household is being touched. Whether it's a primary school child that gets free bus fare and free books and free bags and free uniforms. Whether it's the young person that gets the state college that doesn't have to pay tuition fees. Whether it's the person who went to study and they took a loan and then we kind of wipe out, we kind of clear out some of the debts they had at the state bank for their student loan. Whether it's someone who got a house from the government. Whether it's an elderly who didn't pay Social Security and they're getting a $300 a month, which will increase in January. Or whether it's someone who in the new housing program that we mentioned. Everybody in every household in Dominica is touched by policies of the Dominica Labour Party. Everybody. And even in terms, whether it's the elderly person that gets the free health care or the younger one that got the free health care I mentioned earlier. But every single person in any house in Dominica must be benefiting by a policy of the Dominica Labour Party. And everyone knows this. And that's why I say the Dominica Labour Party, it's a labor tender loving care through the life course, TLC. From birth till aged, we take care of you. So from childhood all the way, all our health programs, our education programs, our housing programs, our social welfare programs, all that is taken care of you. It is labor through the life course. That is labor TLC, through the life course. Or you can also say tender loving care. That's what we have for you, the people. And also you have such a responsible government that we also address the issues that we see will be coming in the future. So for instance, we know climate change is real, but no one can touch this government. No one can touch this government when it comes to policies and plans in terms of being the first climate resilient country in the world. This is the country that you're from. This is the responsible government that the Labour Party is giving to you, the people of Dominica. So everything just points in you on December 6th. Get everyone. Let us go to the polls. Let us vote for all these programs, the continuity of these programs. We want to win it big, as they told you before, and that's what we're going to do. So my simple message to you tonight is not about whether Shakira will win. Of course she'll win. It's the margin we're after, the record we want to break. So make sure everyone get out there. Let us break the record, and let Shakira win in grand style. My people, thank you so much. Let's do it together. It was nice being here. Shakira Hippolyte, that's your candidate. It doesn't get better for Roseau South. I thank you.